How was that experience like for you having to sleep in this like train station?
It was, like, bro, I didn't care because at that age I was just hungry. All I knew is that this guy, I think his name Dolo Photos. He's from New Jersey, but he shot really like hip hop videos, and I loved his style. He
Yeah.
was really like New Jersey ish, and he just had this like '90s, and he shot it on like an old camera, I think. But anyways, I loved his style, and I just wanted to get the work done, and I just wanted to like keep building my
Yeah.
craft. I didn't care.
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to the Artistry Drop. Man, it's next week. It's Christmas.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Time went by so fast. I feel like every year,
Yep.
time goes by faster.
Yeah.
I mean, you would know because you're older. But,
Hell no.
As I'm getting older, it definitely feels like time's going by faster.
No,
You know,
like honestly, like time is moving like slow for me. I feel
Oh,
like
it is?
Yeah,
Wow.
but it's almost time to go back home to Seattle.
Yeah, it is.
I'm super excited to see the family.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm super excited to wear all my winter clothes
Yep.
that I've been waiting for this moment because it hasn't been cold here in LA.
Yep.
It's been cold at night, but not during the day. So, and one thing I do miss the most about being back home is the fresh air.
Yeah.
You know,
Facts.
right off the plane, you could tell, like, just breathing it in, you just feel like a whole different atmosphere. And
Yeah.
You're just like, damn, this is home.
You know, last year when I went home, you know, Rachel was hoping for snow,
Oh, yeah.
and we got off the
remember
plane and it was snowing.
Yeah, because she never seen snow
Yeah,
before.
she never seen snow before, so it was crazy, you know. So hopefully we have a white Christmas back home this
That'll be
year.
tight.
That'll be dope, you know.
Yeah.
So, but let's go ahead and get into today's guest, guys. Our guest today is an American recording artist from New England, currently living in LA. He is the creator and owner of Faith and Dreams, coining the phrase "Believe it, dream it, live it." He is also a hip hop artist and business owner. Guys, please welcome Antonio Breez. Let's go. Yeah, let's get it. Hey, we're happy to have you on the show, bro. Appreciate you coming through.
Thank y'all for having me. First and foremost, this is an awesome platform, the Artistry Drop. You know, super professional, super. Is it eclectic the word?
We trying, bro.
yeah,
like
yeah.
honestly, you know, like this has been something we had planned on doing for like almost a year.
Yeah.
You know, like we even before COVID, we had the plan of like trying to create a podcast, you know. We weren't sure exactly how we wanted to do it, but and then we didn't find out till like sometime last year. You know, we're like, why don't we make a platform where we talk about all artists, you know, not
Right.
just musicians, not just, you know, like pretty much when you hear artists, you think of more of a musician. But the way I see artists, it's like everybody is an artist technically, you know, like
Right.
if you're a musician, of course, you're an artist. You're a dancer. I'd say you're an artist because you have a art form that you're showing through dance.
Yeah.
Filmmaker, artist, photographer, artist, you know, like, so that's what we wanted to do was create a platform where it's like anybody, we can pretty much bring on anybody that's
Right.
in like the artistry niche.
arts,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
exactly. And that was the goal, you know, and we finally did it. And I mean, we've been getting some good reactions on it already, you know. I mean, we only released the first episode, but it was crazy because even before release like the first episode, we're just trying to get the social media going. People were already hyped. Like
Yeah.
people were already like hitting us up, like, bro, like I want to be on the show. We're like,
Yeah.
this is the goal. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Traction was crazy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the goal was definitely like people wanting to come on, like asking us. I mean, you know, we got a whole list. Of course, like you were at the top already, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a whole list of people that we want to bring on. But now the fact that people are hitting us up and wanting to be on, that's like, damn, now we
Yeah.
could just keep the show rolling and
Yup.
rolling, you know. So I mean, I'm excited to see like where we can take this. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I definitely let's go ahead and get to the drink of the day. We always
yes.
introduce the drink of the day.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So this is called the Jack Frosty. You know, we're a week away from Christmas, so I had to keep it festive. But I also, you know, wanted to stay away from, you know, the whole, like, you know, last week we had a little like mistletoe. I did some thyme and rosemary and stuff like that. But this one I wanted to go like a little, I would say less, you know, authentic and more of like, you know, bringing back our childhood with the slushies. So yeah, the Jack Frosty, it has lemonade, vodka. What else we put in there? Oh, we put some blue cacao. And I think that's how you say it. Is that how you say it?
I think it's
Cacao?
blue curacao.
Curacao.
Yeah, curacao, yeah.
There's an R in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like his like favorite drinks.
Blue
you know,
Hawaiians.
Blue Hawaiian.
That's my favorite cocktail right
Yeah.
there. You
So-
ever tried Blue Hawaiians?
No, but it looks like almost like a adios kind of.
Oh, like an AMF.
Yeah, AMF. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is, but AMF like they have a lot of different like they have dark and light liquor. This one is just purely vodka and yeah. Let's take a cheers.
Let's take a cheers.
All right, let's do this.
Welcome to the show.
All right. Artistry
Glad to
Drop.
have you
Let's go.
on.
Thank you for having me, man.
Oh, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Got a little punch.
Yep.
You like that?
Yeah, it tastes good, man.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Yeah.
Wait until you get like a little bit more than halfway.
You're gonna
It's
start
gonna
feeling
creep
it.
on you.
Yeah. So Christmas is next week. You have any plans?
Christmas this year is in California. I did go back home to New England last year, but this year I'm gonna celebrate it in
Here.
Cali.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
What's the
be
reason
interesting.
for it?
Well, you gotta alternate the holidays. It's not just me anymore. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you gotta pick and choose which
Yep.
one you're gonna go back, and then
Facts.
which one,
Yeah.
So,
So you're gonna spend it with like her and her family and all that?
Yep, her family. It's gonna be real interesting this year, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But her family's my family at this point.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah.
you
No, that's dope.
it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I might have to do that soon too because with me and Rachel being together, she's been she likes going to Seattle.
Yeah.
So like last year we were in Seattle. I figured like I don't know. There's probably gonna be a year where I'm just gonna spend it here as well. Just to
Yeah.
be fair.
Oh, she's from here.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the tough part.
It is. That's
I
the
ain't
thing.
got to do shit. I'm good.
Yup.
Going back home.
Because you gotta
know?
explain to your family too. Like they
Yeah.
understand. Like some
Right.
of these holidays you're gonna miss because you gotta be fair.
Exactly. Yeah,
Facts.
for sure.
Yeah.
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 So let's go ahead and get into who you are. So you're originally from Boston, right?
Yes.
Okay. When and why did you make the move out here from Boston? And
Um,
what's your story? Like originally, what happened in Boston?
Okay, so I moved to LA 2.5, almost 3 years ago. I moved here because I was working in Boston. I had a really good job. I was doing like healthcare stuff.
Yeah.
But I was doing my thing with the music, and like I kept taking trips here to LA, right? So like I had the whole like vacation time and sick time and shit that I was just like running through.
Yeah.
But when I was coming here, I would like meet like Leor Cohen. I would meet I met P from QC. I met Aaron Reed, who was L.A. Reed's son. So like I came out here. Oh, I met Trippie Redd. I like all these people, and I was like, all right, like I gotta be here, like to be able to do this all the time because I'm gonna keep shooting my shot until something happens. So I moved here because I wanted to be like close to all like the music scene and the entertainment. And then my boy Lenny, he had moved here 2 years before me, and like I saw like at the time he was shooting all my videos and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, like my video guy is there. So I was like, all right, like I already had a relationship with him. I wasn't doing much. I was like, let me move. But I was raised in Massachusetts. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I moved to Massachusetts when I was 5, and then I went. I lived in Dorchester, which is a part of Boston, and I went to elementary school, middle school out there, and then when I was in high school, I wound up going to a Catholic high school outside of the city, and I developed. Yeah, I mean that's the story about like the whole Boston thing and like how I ended up here.
Is your like the whole move to Boston from New York? Was that a family choice or?
So it was a family choice. So my dad wound up getting like a job opportunity. My parents had me young, and my dad, he wound up having like this opportunity where it was like a good job, but they told him like the position was in Boston.
Okay.
So he made we didn't, really know anyone or stuff like that. So he wound up like saying like, all right, like let's do it, for the money and the stability. And then that's how we ended up where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just an agreement with everybody just making the move over there.
Bro, just making the move.
How do you ever visit New York once in a
All
while?
the time.
Like,
Well, when I was on the East Coast, I used to be there all the time.
Is all your family there?
Drive. All my family's on the East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, between New York and Boston. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like when you made the move to LA, like how was it for you transitioning? Like, you went from, because I know you were coming out here quite often because you said you were in the medical field, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So,
Yeah.
you going from the medical field, moving out to LA, meeting all these people, and then, finally making, the trip out here and moving out here. Like, how was that transition? Because, like us, like we moved from Seattle, transitioning wasn't like easy.
Right.
It was slightly difficult, but, eventually once you're here, it's like, you get used to everything.
Yeah,
Especially for you moving from the east to the west.
Yeah,
It
that's
must have been
big.
for you.
It was super hard because, so I drove cross country.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
really?
lot.
Damn. How long it take you?
It took us 4 days,
man.
3,000 miles.
Damn. I'm over here complaining about,
Me-
one
me
day.
Yeah,
2
bro.
days. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
because
was-
from Seattle to here, I think it's only like 1,000.
Yeah,
And man, like I was complaining big time. I even
Yeah.
told him I was like, I'm never doing that drive again.
Yeah, nope. It was 3,000 miles, and once again, shout out my boy Lenny. He had come back for the holidays. It was like Thanksgiving time.
Okay.
And yeah, it was this time. Actually, I think this is 3 years at this point.
3 years?
This time. Yeah, it was this time. Right after Thanksgiving, like the day after Thanksgiving, we hit the road. And we stopped and we saw all the countries in
Yeah.
between. Beautiful. You got to do it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the transition was tough because at the time when I was in Boston, like all I had to focus on was like getting my money and then like going home. I was still staying like at my folks' house and stuff like that. And I had like a lot of stability. I didn't have to like worry about food and all that sort of stuff. And I was just like in and out the house like every night. I come from work, I'm in the clubs, promoting the music or hosting or performing or, linking up with chicks, like doing everything but focusing on like the stability part. So that was one of the hardest things. And then also like coming from like a really, really good job and stuff to like basically going rogue and saying like, I want to follow my dreams and be an entrepreneur. Like it's just an uncommon like thing. It's not logical and nobody would really in their right mind encourage you to do the things that all three of us did. So it was different. And then also like if you notice the people out here, they drive crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All the
And
time.
the
Like,
culture's different
Yes.
too. Like,
Facts.
so it was just it was totally different. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always hot. Like
It
I'm
is.
used to cold,
Yeah.
and
Cold weather
snow,
too,
Yeah.
winter.
yeah, I mean, it's just like us, like we come from an environment where it's like it's cold almost all year round, like half of the year. No, not even half. Like literally like literally summer is the only time that it's hot. Like after that, like probably starting in October, you hit like the 20s. It goes from like maybe the 50s down to the 20s during
Are
that
y'all
time.
summers hotter than here or
No,
No.
but they did have a heat wave
Yeah,
this year. That was like the first time, and I've never even experienced a heat wave. My whole being born in Seattle, that was the first time I ever heard Seattle had one.
Yeah,
But-
it went over the hundreds this year, which
Yeah.
is like rare. Never
Yeah.
heard of.
Yeah.
So
But like trying to get used to the heat here, it's we slowly got used to it, but it's like damn, it's like this shit is
Yeah.
still hot.
that first year was tough.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
That
like
first
last
year
year,
was
last year's heat wave was bad. So we shot a music video.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so I'll kind of go.
Here goes old man with another story.
No,
Better
but
drink
honestly,
now.
this one is crazy.
No, it
like
is.
yeah,
It
this one
is.
is crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it was September, almost end of September, right? And we didn't expect like a heat wave to hit or anything, right?
We knew it was gonna be hot, but
Yeah,
not like that.
like we were thinking maybe like 70s, 80s. We're like, okay, we can do this. We work in this weather all the time, right?
Right.
So we planned this music video like a month before, thinking everything's gonna be cool, right? Well, literally like that week, like they put out a warning that the temperature is going to be in like the 120s or something. And the thing is, we went all the way out to Bombay Beach, which is like
In the desert.
it's in the desert technically, and it was 125, 130. Right, so we get to the gas station and we get out. I'm like, bro, like I don't think we could shoot this anymore. It's way too hot. He's like, we got to do it, bro. I'm like, oh, you fucking kidding me?
Not me, the artist.
Yeah, the artist. Yeah,
was
the
like,
artist.
We gotta
Yeah,
do this. We already made it out here.
Yeah.
It was so hot to the point like we got out the car. We tried to go like inside of the gas station. Literally the door handle was hot.
It was
we
hot.
couldn't touch the door.
Yeah.
handle. And we were like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah,
But did y'all thug it out that day or
we
no?
did. And I just remember like sweating hella that day. Like at the end of it, my shirt looked like a face. Like my boob, like not my boobs, but my nipples were like sweating. So my eyes, and then my stomach around here, it was like smiling. So I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was a good shoot though, but yeah, we definitely got a lot. And then we went back again the year after and shot a lot of models. And
Yeah,
that
that
was
spot
dope,
is
too.
so dope though. Like, if you like, we shoot another video, that spot is super dope. Like it's technically there's no law there. So like people can kill people over there and you
What the hell?
yeah, you can get away with it. I forget what the actual city is called, but it's the same area. So yeah, like it's a lawless city. So that's why when we were there, like we had the artists like tagging the car and everything like that. Like it was, but the cars were all like abandoned and broken down and shit. But we added it for pretty much video purposes,
Right.
So like I said, that spot is dope. But yeah, I mean, going back to the heat, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy living here and trying to get used to the heat. I feel like I've almost like passed out because my body's not used to it.
Right.
And like another thing is I sweat a lot living here because it's just so hot.
Right.
My body's just not used to it.
Shit. I could see that. though.
Yeah. And then another thing, like you mentioned, like we talk about this all the time, is like accidents, people driving crazy here. It's crazy. We see I literally see an accident or two like every single day. It doesn't fail.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people don't let you. They don't let you in to lanes. And
Yeah. They barely even
just-
stop for like
there's no,
pedestrians.
there's no courtesy out
Yeah,
there.
no
People are
courtesy.
willing to
Yeah.
risk an
How
accident.
how is it out in like Boston?
It's the traffic is still bad,
Mm.
but it's like it's not. It's just more courteous. Like
Yeah.
people, have a little bit of sense.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
not
What about,
willing to,
what about
like-
New York? It's kind of like here, right?
New York is kind of like here, but again, a little bit more.
More courteous. Yeah, people are just assholes here for sure.
Yeah,
No.
bro, it's
Yeah.
crazy. You
Yeah.
know, but fuck it. That's how we are,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road rage is crazy. I always see it like on Facebook, a bunch of
Oh,
road
and I
rages.
see chases all the time. There was one just yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a chase every month.
helicopters and
Yeah.
shit, spotlight.
Oh,
and
I
it's
hear
crazy,
ya.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to finally get into the music,
Uh-huh.
music side of things. Like, how did you get your start in music? Like, what inspired you to want to pursue music?
Okay. Well, it's kind of a trickier answer because there's like different reasons why. So on a historical level, my ancestors were musicians back in Honduras. My great grandfather.
Wait, now that you bring, what's your ethnicity?
I'm Honduran and Dominican and black.
Oh, okay,
Oh, okay.
gotcha.
Yeah, but it roots back to my ancestors, my great grandfather and my great uncle. But then on a closer spectrum, my father was a rapper back in New York and stuff like that. So when I was a kid, like I started like singing in like choirs and stuff like that. And some of them were in New York. And then like when I moved out here, I was in like little choirs in school and stuff like that. But I liked the rap scene a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, this was like early 2000s. The first time I recorded a rap song, I was 8 years old. So this is the time of like 50 Cent, like 2003.
Yeah.
Would you still 21 questions?
Yeah.
21 questions,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Love
all that.
for
You know,
me.
G-Unit sneakers.
G-Unit,
You know, the
yeah.
do-rags
Yeah.
and the hat,
Oh.
the bulletproof vest.
I used to
like,
wear that shit
that's
too. I had
shit.
like the first, I think the G Unit was by Reebok at the time.
It was.
Okay. Yeah, so I had those shoes as well. And then I got some of the G Unit shirts.
Yup.
Damn.
It
I remember
was.
that.
Yep. But that era like was the time that I really like started feeling like, okay, like fuck the singing shit, like that's too sweet. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but like my parents always used to say, like, you can do it really well. And when I was in these choirs, they would ask me to be like the lead and stuff. But I like the rap image, and that's what my dad was doing. So
Yeah.
when he was in the studio and stuff, I would always like beg to go with him or something like that. Or sometimes we'd drive back to New York to see our family, and I'd be like, "Yo, take me with you when you go to the studio," and stuff like that. And I always wanted to be there. And my dad was like really, really good. Like at one point when he was young, he got offered to be signed by Sony, but he was part of like a group. Like they had like a little Wu-Tang thing
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on,
yeah.
like 20 niggas. But
20?
It wasn't
Oh,
20.
Okay, I was
Okay.
gonna say
You know,
that
that
was
was
a
the
big
way
ass
back
group.
then where they had like, you know,
Yeah, a lot of people.
everyone, you know, was
Everybody
a part of
anonymous,
it,
yeah.
right?
That's a big ass group.
But he didn't want to like leave anyone behind, and he was super loyal, so he passed on that. But my dad was always like really good, and I remember like when I was younger, like this is before music videos were like so accessible and easy to do.
Yeah.
Like he was shooting like music videos, or he'd be on like TV and stuff, or like, you know, and when he recorded, like he never wrote his raps. So like, you know, when he would like drive us, because we only had one car when I was a kid, when he would drive us to like work, we'd all go to like work and school and everything as a unit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like he'd be like a school bus, and he'd like, drop my mom off, and then, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But in the mornings he would play instrumentals, but my dad never wrote. So he would play the same beats over and over and over again, and he was making the lyrics in his head.
That's crazy.
Sometimes he'd make 3 verses for one song, and sometimes he'd go and make 4 songs at a time. So he'd memorize like
Yeah.
12 different verses.
That's crazy.
And
That's
he
crazy.
just, you know what I mean?
That's
And-
hard.
Yeah.
And some rappers, they tell you, "Oh, I don't write," but
Right.
they like cheat, because they'll go in the studio and they'll record like, you know, "Oh, I'm in the headphones.
Yeah.
Stop." and you're dead wrong. Stop.
Yeah.
They be
You know what I'm
cutting,
saying?
yeah.
But like he would remember like verses at a time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Damn, that's crazy.
that's how I started.
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah. But then
Okay.
then in high school, like and stuff, like when I was in school, I was messing with it, and then like by the time I was in high school, I was good. And I was like I was like performing at like everyone's like Sweet 16s and stuff, like making my little money.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
winning like the little school talent show, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then that's
It's a dope start though.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is.
Where were you originally going like to the studio to record, or did you have your own little setup at home and, you know, just start putting out tracks from there?
Okay, so I was always going to the studio. And it's crazy because I forgot to mention this. So when we moved to Boston, my mother had an uncle that lived in Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he owned a recording studio.
okay.
But it was a super like it was more like advanced than anything that my dad was recording at in
Okay.
New York.
Yeah.
Because my uncle, he also does music too.
Okay.
So he like he had owned a house or whatever, and like the basement of it, he like gutted it out and made it into like a 2-room basically it's like a studio, but there's a recording room, and then there's a room where they record instruments, and then there's a rehearsal room.
Oh damn.
So this shit was like
It was legit.
it was legit.
Yeah.
And he always studied like engineering and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So he gets super good quality. And then my cousin, who was more of my age, he learned from my uncle how to engineer. So I would go over like my cousin's house, and he would record me. And that's like how but to answer your question, I was always in the studio.
Okay.
Right.
Only until now do I record
Yeah.
myself.
So do you do you have your own setup at home and you're recording everything from home?
Yeah, I record everything from home, and I love it because it's so efficient.
Yeah.
It saves money and it saves time.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes you go to a studio and it's like somebody's rushing you, or somebody like doesn't
time
see how
frame.
you want something,
Yeah.
or they catch an attitude. Or like when you're by yourself, as soon as inspiration comes, you
Yeah.
can just lay it down.
What are you working
that's
with, like equipment wise?
I have a mic just like this. I have an interface. It's damn, I can't think of it, but it's red and it's like the one that everyone
The
uses.
Focus, right?
Focus, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
He has
And
one of
then-
got
those.
the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know it was sold out during the
COVID?
pandemic?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
everything was literally
Yeah.
sold
It
out
was
during the
gone.
pandemic. Like,
everyone was recording in their houses.
Yeah.
So
no, and you know what? Another thing that was sold out was mics like these. Like,
Yeah,
they were hard
right.
to find. Like, we weren't originally talking about the podcast at the time, but we got into streaming, like games, playing video games and streaming on like Twitch, or it was hard to find like even like good mics, and everything was sold out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there was just a shortage on everything because
Everything.
everybody was either getting into music, they were starting a game, they were starting a stream. Like it was
Working
crazy.
out,
Yeah.
fitness
Podcasts.
gear was going.
Yeah, podcasts.
Everybody was doing podcasts.
Yep.
Last year was the year to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been
Yeah.
on podcasts before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How many other podcasts have you been on?
I would say at least 10.
Damn,
Yeah.
I mean, like
you a
since the-
veteran.
since the podcast, like
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, none like this though. None as like
For real?
Right.
yeah, like decorated and
Yeah.
thoughtful. And
We
that's
appreciate it.
that's one thing that I meant to tell you guys too.
Yeah.
Like, I really respect what you guys got going on as like a business and as
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, because there's a level of professionalism, and you could tell that you guys are very attentive to detail, and
Yeah.
like everything is so planned and elaborate. That's really commendable, and
We
to have
appreciate
that
that,
as
bro.
well. And
Appreciate that,
I
man.
just
That's
hope y'all
crazy.
stay with it. 'Cause
No,
I know-
yeah, for sure.
I know in life, people, life pulls people different
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
places, and it's just
Yeah.
like sometimes it doesn't work.
No,
Yeah.
we've been good friends for like a long time. Like
Yeah, we've known each other
9
since like 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been through that back home. We've been already working together. So we actually had a long talk before like coming down here. We still have talks till this day, but
Yeah.
like it's different, as you would know too, moving from where you're from and coming here by yourself. It definitely sets a different tone and mindset. So there is a lot of stuff that we've done back home, and like you said, life pulls us in different ways, and then we stop. We're not as consistent, but really moving down here was the tone that we're like, no, we got to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna do this shit for the long run.
Yeah.
And we spent so much money and time,
did.
and we have to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are like vibing with that, because for the first time ever in our lives, we're actually taking what we want to do to the most like serious and professional level that we could bring it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
yeah.
like this is definitely something, like we want to, I wouldn't say a career, but this is definitely a good, like something fun to do, because we connect one-on-one with like like an artist, whoever we bring on, and, we get to hear people's stories. And, I think it's also the fact that we are artists ourselves. We're, we do photography, we do filmmaking and all that kind of stuff, and I think it's just fun hearing how everybody has, come to be at their point of the career. This is definitely more fun. Like, I don't want to say that we're turning this into a career or anything, but this is fun for us because we love talking and we love hearing about people's stories.
Right.
But this could turn into something huge.
It will.
And
Right.
yeah, that's what we plan on, and that's why we've invested so much money and time into this and trying to make this as professional as possible, because that's the end goal, is making it big. Even though we do see this as a something for fun and connecting with other people, we still want to make this as big as possible.
Right.
And y'all got a good team. You got y'all two. You got the, y'all pulled up with the photographer. And then even the support from your partners. Like, bro, that like
Yeah.
everyone is moving in one direction, and everyone's goals align. And
Yeah.
I feel like that, it's crazy. Like, I left that shooting with y'all, and I was just like, like I feel like I just understood like the value of having camaraderie and like a set of people, because like I've met people like being here,
Yeah.
but like not everybody like you click with and you're able to like, you know, in every aspect you guys kind of like get along or are walking in the same direction.
Yeah.
But you know, you two, your girl, you know, like all the help that you had, I'm like, damn, like this is a collective of
Yeah.
people. And even
Right.
Lenny being there, like I was like everyone there was like there to achieve one goal. It
Exactly.
took like 10 people to do that video.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I'm like, damn, like this shit is valuable.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, that's another point you bring up. It's like, you know, moving out here to LA, you definitely like you got to meet the right people.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. Like meeting the right people is, you know, that's gonna determine if you're gonna go, you're gonna be successful with a group of people or not. You know, and the fact that you know we moved down here and you know we met other people that want to achieve the same goal as us, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And like I said, like you do have some people that might be lazy or you know, but the thing is we have one goal, and you know that was the goal when we came out here was like success, trying to be successful at what we're trying to do. You know, and the fact that you know you're what you mentioned about us and the team, like I appreciate it, bro,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
that's
100%.
that's one thing I'm trying to achieve. I want people to recognize the amount of work that we put in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, behind the scenes, like not a lot of people know.
Right.
You know, like they just see what we post on social media. You know, like I'll post me in the steady cam and, you know, with you in front of the camera and, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that behind the scenes, but they don't necessarily know the true behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Like the amount of work that goes into planning,
Yeah.
like our podcasts,
Right.
our video shoots, you know, the shot list, everything that you see. It takes a lot of time.
Not only the work, but like also like the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people can post that they're doing big shoots, doing studio shoots and stuff like that, but not a lot of people focus on the chemistry that they have with the artists.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that's where we like really like I feel like we shine, and that's why a
Yeah.
lot of people who work
Yeah.
with us want to work with us again.
Yeah.
Is because, you know, before we start shooting and stuff, we actually sit down like we did with you. You know,
Yeah.
we talk, get to know you.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I remember
stuff
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a meeting.
Yeah.
We want to break the ice. We want to really get to know the person before we actually start to work together, because we feel like, you know, the outcome of the video or whatever project we're working on, you know, lands like the outcome is 10 times better when you have that genuine chemistry from the start rather than just going.
And you
know,
could cancel if the vibes is off.
Yeah,
Right.
No, facts.
Right.
Like honestly, like that's a good point that he brings up as well.
Yeah.
It's like the chemistry that we have, and that's why I said, you know, like we want to make sure that the people we work with understand our approach and everything like that. Like if it's just that, that's why I said, you know, I know you were totally like new to everything that we were showing you, you know, because I know when you were shooting with Lenny, you guys kind of just went and shot,
Kinda, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's what he was telling us, you know, when we first met Lenny, you know, he was telling us about how everything went with you, you know,
Yeah.
and I told him, you know, we were the same exact way.
Yeah, we
you
was-
you
yeah.
have to start at some point, you know,
Yeah,
but and then it just got to the point, you know, after I was done with film school,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to implement what I learned at film school into my personal projects and stuff like that, and just going the route that we have been now, we see a lot of people love it. Like
Right.
like I said, like all the pre-production, I know it takes a while, but the outcome is gonna be fire.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we're trying to put like enough work into achieving like the final outcome. You know, we don't want it to look like a shit show.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like you're coming, you know, when I reached out and offered, you know, a video, I'm trying to create a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's
Yeah,
the thing. Like I'm not trying to just create another YouTube music video. I'm literally trying to create like a movie. And that's the goal with my filmmaking and, you know, with us as a team is
Right.
we don't want to create something where it's a generic YouTube music video.
Right.
Like literally, I want to create like movies, IMAX
Right.
movies, Marvel,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
something like that, but
Yeah.
music videos.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
something
and-
timeless.
Yeah.
Not something that you're just gonna watch once and be like, okay, that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's important because, you know, with content these days happening so fast, it's like people, bro, if it's not good, it's like
Right.
you watch it one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get attention these days.
No, it
Period.
is.
It is.
Like everyone's attention is so
Short.
divided, and it's like, especially at this peak we're at with
Yeah.
like social media
Mm-hmm.
and this state of essentially like everyone's a star pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you have to do a good job with
Yeah.
things, you know.
You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like another thing, like I'm not gonna hate on like the TikTok stars and stuff, but it's so crazy seeing how all these people on TikTok blew up just from doing dances, like
Right.
strictly dances that people like repeat over
Yeah.
and
And
over.
me as a dancer, they're not that great.
Yeah.
Or
And
how about how they just basically jacked videography and basically made it to a point where it was super hands-on and simple.
Yeah.
That now when you do videography, it's like your quality has to be so much more better
Yeah.
because it could potentially be mistaken for something that was done on
Oh
a
yeah,
phone.
yeah.
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 Like that's so crazy.
Yeah.
That
And
is.
that's why I was kind of getting into the whole TikTok thing. It's so crazy to see like how people can go viral, go famous off of just, I mean, of course, people are rehearsing for that one dance, but it's like, damn, they're going big off of just creating a dance while we're trying to go big off of creating a big music video and all the planning that goes
Yeah.
into it.
And something original too, because
Yeah.
a lot of the TikTok dances is just cycled.
That's, yeah, it's the same exact thing over
it's
and
just
over.
Something that's trending.
Yeah. So it's like,
they learn from somebody else.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And they get famous. So it's like,
Right.
God damn, like, I mean, we were doing that last year. We were having fun with TikTok, trying to
Yeah,
make
it
a
was fun.
viral video and all that. But TikTok is hard. So, I mean, I commend these people that are blowing up on TikTok, but I'm like, damn, like, they're getting famous and all that just off of a simple dance.
Right.
While we're
Right.
trying to get famous off of creating a movie
Yeah.
and putting all the work into it. But I do see, behind the scenes, these TikTok stars, they end up creating it as a business. So of course there's that business side and I'm like, okay, I see the work they're doing. But it's like off the bat, it's like dance, boom, famous. Like
Right.
fuck, I'm trying to create a music video and like boom, you're famous.
Yup.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's definitely hard. We interrupt this episode with a word from our sponsor. Are you a gamer and looking to amp up your gaming setup? Then we've got an amazing gaming brand for you. Tilted Nation strives to get their customers involved with their development process of new products in order to establish a personal connection and not to mention truly optimized products for the gaming community. They want to go beyond developing amazing products and to lead the gaming community into a united community that works together. A community that pushes gaming essentials to unimaginable heights. They've hooked us up with amazing gear such as this gaming headset stand, mouse pads, and this awesome laptop RGB stand right below my laptop. And now they're hooking you guys up. Use the discount code Artistry Drop on their website, link below, and receive a 15% discount. Now back to the show.
Yeah.
Did Lenny after the shoot, I told Lenny, I was like, I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mentioned to
he
him?
did, and I was
Yeah.
super excited about that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like I said, I know his character and I know the type of person he is.
Yeah.
And I know you guys and I see what you do and I'm like, yo, like this is what everything is all about.
Mhm.
Like just
Right.
a group of people
Yeah.
who come together and
Yeah.
and
Right.
I just feel like it's a situation where people, everyone can learn from one another.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah, bro.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and because we've been looking to a point where it's like, we're trying to grow as like a production team. We want to branch out and build the team bigger and bigger. What we have right now is great, but it's not good enough.
Right.
Yeah.
We need a bigger team. We need like an army.
Yeah.
That's the goal
For
because
the
the
level we're trying to achieve.
yeah, exactly. And that's why we're trying to get people to join the team. But of course, it's not like, hey, join the team with us.
Yeah.
Like Lenny, like when we first met Lenny, when he entered, like he's dope.
Right.
Lenny is like awesome, and then when me and him were talking for a little bit about what he's trying to achieve, and he pretty much said he's done with shooting music videos and stuff like that, and he wants to like learn the filmmaking side of things and start making movies. And
Bro,
when
every videographer that I've known, they go through that phase.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the music video thing is just it's repetitive.
it is,
Right.
yeah,
you
but
know?
that's why I said you have to change it up. Like my story like comes from creating music as well. I was producing beats at a point, but I pass that up because it's not me, but I love music. Like music is definitely a passion, even though I don't make music.
Right.
And that's why I transitioned over to my passion, which is filmmaking and utilize music, my second passion. So creating music videos for me only made sense.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you do have to start at a certain point. Trust me, my videos were bad as hell. Like
Yeah.
they fucking sucked, you know, and
did.
they did honestly. And but you know, you have to level up as a videographer. You don't have to just like quit making music videos, but I would say stop making the music videos you were before and level it up.
Yeah.
Make movies.
Come at it,
Yeah, you know, because
at a different approach.
yeah, make a different approach, you know, because like I said, you know, when I told you about my editing style, I don't do like the crazy effects. That's overused now. Everybody is doing that all the time. And I'm like, I'm not trying to fall into that category. I'm literally trying to fall into the category of like a true filmmaker. You know, like all the music videos like that you see today, like by Ariana and Chris Brown, you don't see those crazy effects in their videos. Everything is all based like cinematography based, and you know, you utilize lighting and CGI. That's what I want to do.
Right.
I'm not trying to be these YouTube videographers, and I'm not hating on YouTube videographers creating the music videos, but
Right.
I'm just saying like you have to get to a point where you're trying to level up your videography or filmmaking to the point where it's like, damn, now I'm creating movies.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
but yeah, you know, like when I told Lenny and you know he reached back out and he's you know said he'd love to join the team, I was like, perfect, you know, because like I said, it's technically what I'm starting him off as is like doing behind the scenes. He's got the gimbal already and he was filming behind the scenes while we were shooting already.
Right.
I was like, damn, you know, he's already shooting it. I was like, maybe he can do that for us too. But aside from that, I also want him to be like a production assistant, you know, to help us on set. So, and then he gets hands on as well. So like, let's say we're filming and, you know, we don't need any, for him to do anything, production assistant wise. He can start filming BTS, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I told him straight up too, like, you know, we're not making a lot of money or any money at all on these yet, but the goal is to work that way up.
Right.
You know, the goal is to start making big budget music videos to the point where I can pay all of us, you know, as a team, like big wages.
Right.
You know, that's the goal. And
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're just starting as a team. You know, me as a solo videographer before, you know, I would do side hustle work, you know, making few hundred, you know, and stuff like that off of music videos or just videos in general.
Right.
But now I'm transitioning and creating a team. We got to build up a portfolio.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, not only did we like see the potential of Lenny like skill wise, but we also saw him more of like a homie, you know,
Yeah.
a person we could trust. Because a lot of times we meet with people who do BTS and stuff like that, you know, they one, we don't click with their personality, or maybe they're not on time, they're always flaky, you know, the typical LA you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
So, and we don't see that with Lenny. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy came on time, he's
Right.
there, he's present, he's cool to talk to,
Yeah.
we're vibing.
Yeah.
We could definitely see us working together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And
you
he
know,
got the skill, like, bro, that's
Yeah.
a no-brainer. So
Yeah.
that's why we talked. We were like, we need to bring this guy.
Yeah.
on, bro.
And like I said,
Yeah.
it's dope because like the fact that he was already doing videography
Right.
and you know his work is good.
Yeah.
So it's like what the reason why I was like, you know, maybe we should see if he's down to come on is because when I had that talk with him and he was like, you know, I'm trying to step away from music videos.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this might be perfect to get him into doing what we're trying to do because we're not just trying to create videos. We're
Right.
making movies. You
Yeah,
know, like I
yeah.
said, I'm gonna keep bringing that up, and that's the
Right.
goal. So and then of course, you know, like when I told him, you know, I went to film school and stuff like that, that intrigued him as well because he said he's been thinking about going to film school and,
Right.
you know, stuff like that. But even if he doesn't, he can learn a lot from being, you know, on our sets, on our videos, you know, and
Right.
stuff like that, you know,
Right.
like that's why, you know, with the music video I shot last week and, you know, I told him if he's available, you know,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think he's in Boston right now or
He's
something,
in
right?
Boston.
Yeah.
Celebrating,
So,
you know,
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So, he said beginning of the year he's ready. So I was like, bro, like we'll be
Do
ready
it,
to, you
yeah.
know, get
Yeah.
it, you know. And I'm sure we have some more videos coming.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
You
bro.
know, so
Yep.
definitely Lenny will be there. But yeah, I told him, you know, aside from working with you, like we're also working with other artists. So
Yep.
I want him to come through and,
Yep.
you know, work with us as well. So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So going back to like when you like first started, before I get to this next question, I kind of want to pick a brain of like, you know, you've been growing up on like the music scene, you know, your family's into music, you're always in the studio, and me also being in the medical field, like what made you like not take music and take the medical field first?
Well, you know, life is just about stability, you
Right.
know, and
Facts.
we want these things, and it's like, you know, music, rap specifically, is a sport where like you need money,
Right.
and that's just there's no way. It's just they're open about it now. You know, every time you go on Instagram, there's someone DMing you. They could get your music here. They could do this. They could do that. You know,
Right.
even celebrities. You know, like if you see them post, they're like, you know, artists, if you're dope, I can help you get to your exposure.
Right.
DM me.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to get a bag. So if you, but this is something that I knew before they were open about it.
Right.
So I knew like, yo, I need a job, a good one, to
Right.
be able to do music, to be able to shoot videos, to be able to go to LA, you know, all those things, to be able to promote my stuff, Facebook ads, all those things. And this is something I was on again before it got, you know, big.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and medical is something that, you know, you're always gonna need.
Right, for sure.
It's something that, you know, even with COVID, they were the first line people.
Right.
But the truer story, I mean, the more backstory of it is my mom was in the medical field my entire life.
Okay.
That's how she put food on the table. So
That's
I
almost
just
like
took-
your mom.
That's
so
what
I took
that's what
under
I'm gonna say,
her.
Yeah.
You know, everything comes from my parents, as
Yeah,
you guys can
honestly,
see. Yeah.
honestly.
that's-
No,
so,
but you know
yeah.
what? Going back to exactly what you said, I mentioned that on our very first episode.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't, especially like making the move down here, you can't move here without having some sort of income.
Right.
Because honestly, you can end up homeless or just on the streets. Like,
Which people have.
yeah,
Moving
You
people-
know,
away.
funny
people-
story. Actually, that's what I did. I moved here with no
that's
income.
that's the
Oh,
thing.
really?
But
yeah.
it was super, super tough. And for the first I spent about 6 months, my boy low key. It's crazy because I met his sister doing a music video out here. I was on like the
Is that Lenny
Hollywood-
or
No. This dude low key. His name is James. And basically, I met his sister while shooting a music video out here. And I asked his sister when I was ready to move. I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to move to LA. I know you got a spot. Can I crash?"
yeah?
And she was like, "Well, you can't crash with me because, you know, at the time, I guess she was talking to somebody. But she said, I have a little brother and you guys are the same age. I'm going to link y'all two together." And that day, that same hour, he was like, "Yo, I heard you he DM'd me. He's like, "Yo, you trying to move, whatever." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, well, I got a couch and, you know, you got to give me some bread."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool, bet.
Yeah.
So I drove cross country and all that, and I was staying with him, and it was, yeah, bro. Like
It's
but
tough.
he held it down like a lot, cause like, you know, he had like, you know, he was cooking and stuff like that. You know, he helped me like learn the train system and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I was living near MacArthur Park.
Oh,
first
okay.
time. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I was in that area. I'd
Yeah.
take the MacArthur Park train all the way to like Hollywood, and I would stand outside of Capitol Records every single day for hours
Why?
until the people in the building came outside. And I'd have my speaker and I'd be playing my singles, and it paid off because I wound up getting in the building. I wound up meeting a lot of people.
Damn, that's
I wound
crazy.
up getting inside the building. I wound up getting invited to, you know, I've been to like a few of their parties and stuff like that. Like everyone knew me because
Yeah.
like I was that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
But my boy James, he really held it down, and he
Yeah.
had a security job. So like to make sure like I had a little bit of bread,
Right.
he'd be like, "Yo, go work this shift for me," and I'd be outside. So I'd stand outside at Capitol Records every day, all day, and then at like 11 o'clock at night till like 3 a.m., I'd be downtown at this spot called Bar Franca, and I'd be standing outside.
Just security?
It's right outside the jewelry district and all that, bro.
Ah,
I didn't know a
okay.
thing about like,
Right.
bro, but, you know. And if I was always praying like, "Yo, I hope nothing go down." 'cause
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to my boy James.
No, I mean, you know, I'm definitely not saying it's impossible to move down here without
it's
job.
uncomfortable.
That's
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
but like I said, like, you know, going back to what I mentioned in the first episode, it's easier to come down here when you already secured a job. And that's, like what he did. He already got a job, moved down here.
Well, I tell people that all the time, and they, you know what? I tried to stop telling people that because they think you're hating. Because they DM you, yo, we from the same city. I'm trying to move to LA, and then you be like, bruh, save up your money.
Yeah.
Right.
Come down here with at least 10,000.
Facts.
At least.
I agree.
And then you say that, and it's like they don't listen to you. They move here the following week, and then they don't talk to you because they feel like you were trying to,
Yeah.
But it's so true because your money, it could go like that. Right?
Yeah.
Like it could go so fast, bro. Like,
you know what? Somebody actually just hit me up like a couple weeks ago because he's another videographer.
Yeah.
And he's from Atlanta, and he was asking me, how is it out in LA, like filmmaking wise? I was like, there's a lot of work out here, but bro, like if you're planning to move out here, especially your business, you need a network big time. But also you already need to be making that bread. Like you got to have that money on deck already, because if you come here with no money expecting that you're already going to land like jobs shooting music videos, like bro, it takes a lot of networking to get to that point. And that's why me and John, I feel like we went about it the right way already. I'm not that stupid either. It's like I need to make sure I have money to survive. That's why, like I think the year before I was already putting away money. I think I saved at least 8,000. That was going towards, trying to find our own place, which is, this place. And but another thing was I was still in film school. There's so many bumps in the road for me where I would try to apply for jobs down here, but I was landing nothing just because I was still in school. And a lot of the jobs that I actually came down here in 2017 for a job interview, but it wasn't in filmmaking or videography. It was what I was doing back home. And like you said, you got to start somewhere making money to try to, and do exactly what you're trying to achieve. I was working on assembly, but during that time I was going to film school. I was shooting a lot of photography. I was shooting music videos, doing all this shit, but also working full time, making that money and putting that back into my craft. And then hopefully that turns back around. And I'm like,
it's a flip.
That's the thing, So, and it worked out, after I was done with film school, though, that's when I started applying for, filmmaking jobs or videography jobs. That's how I moved out here, because somebody finally offered me something. And then, he was already fortunate enough to just kind of get a transfer, right?
Yeah,
it was a transfer.
From the medical field, I transferred. I used to work at Providence up there, and I transferred down to Providence, St. John's, down here. So, yeah, I was lucky enough to secure a job, over the phone. So I came down first and then found us a place. And then, I was staying with a friend for like 2 weeks until we tried to find a place, because nobody wanted to do like applications like over the phone or online, so they wanted you to be there.
Too much scam out here.
Yeah,
right. So I had to move down first, stay with the friend. Luckily, I only stayed there for like 2 weeks, and then I was able to secure this spot. And then once I got the spot, he came down. But
that's when I got a job though. Like I was still looking.
Yeah,
I was having a hard time, but it got to the point, I had like $8,000 already, and I was like, you know what? If I don't get a job in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll just move down there, either in a hotel or whatever, and I'm gonna
figure it out.
Yeah, you figure it out, because I already had enough money saved. It was just like, since he's there, I can't let him stay down here by himself trying to, work and trying to get us a place. I was like, okay, I need to try to find myself a job. So if I don't get offered anything in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll just move down there, stay in a hotel, apply for jobs, and we'll see where it goes. And the key is, when you apply for jobs, and you do have to kind of lie a little bit, because if they know you live here in LA, you will get a job.
Right.
But if you're back in another city, it's definitely harder to get a job here, because they're like, are they gonna have to pay for your moving expenses? So it's like,
but if you're from LA and you go to another city trying to do it, they'll welcome you with open arms.
Oh, I'm sure.
Here,
yeah.
But doing it
Reverse.
Reverse. They don't take that risk. And everything is overpopulated here, so they already have enough people here.
Exactly.
So you do have to lie, and you do have to. And I think jobs here are super I think they're a little bougie with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
They are.
hiring. So like
for
you
sure.
do have to kind of lie and
Yeah.
say you
I
have
think
to.
that's what I ended up doing on so a lot of the applications after I finished film school,
Mm.
I used his friend or the guy he was staying with. I was like, let me use his address. So I lied. They ended up they did call me. Like I got like 3 or 4 interviews,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Are you in LA right now?" I was like, "No, I was there recently with just staying with a friend applying for work. But if you offer me this position, I'll move down immediately. I'm ready to go." You know, um, Literally out of probably the 4 or 5 that gave me interviews, one offered me the position. So I was like, "Fuck, this is it! Like finally, like I can make one of my dreams come true." Checked it off the list.
Right.
So I mean, everybody has a story, but it's like, does it go that deep?
Right,
Like
right.
some people get it so easy to the point where it's like they do move out here or they have a friend and they're just paying for him. And I'm not saying, like what you mentioned about your story. Some people do have that, but and then some of us, it's like we have to grind to
We
get to
gotta
this
struggle
Yeah.
a little bit.
point. Yeah.
Some struggle more than others, and
Right,
some people
that's true.
are fortunate.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So, but it definitely builds character,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another thing we did besides like all the work stuff, but we like when we knew we were gonna move down, we also like were reaching out to everyone on social media.
Yeah.
Saying that we're gonna move down there, start following people, start connecting with people, so that when we did come down here, we
All
had
you
work
gotta
to
do is link.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
We just had a link.
I did that, like I started, so I attended the LA Film School from 2015 to 2019, right? So I made it a goal of mine to try to move down here by like 2016, 2017. I told him this already too, but it was just so hard. But during that time, I was like literally following hella LA people
Yeah.
and just preparing the networking for me
Yeah.
already. So it's like once I get here,
All you
then
gotta do is link.
Yeah.
that's it. And it worked out perfectly because I've met so many people just from Instagram.
Right.
Like Instagram is a gem. That's how we met,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going to my next question, I there's actually a lot of articles about you online.
We were creeping on you.
Yeah, we did our homework, but there's this one interesting thing about like going back to like how you started. Like I heard like back in high school for you, and correct me if like this isn't true, but people were like talking down on you, and,
Yeah.
and you actually were dared to be perform on the talent show.
Yeah. So yeah. So I So I went to high school and I it was like it was a private Catholic high school, predominantly white.
Okay.
I think there might have been, I don't know, let's just say less than 10 black kids.
Okay.
So I remember going in there like, yeah, I rap or whatever the case may be, or however people found out. And it became something that one of my classmates felt was funny. And I don't know if you ever saw All American,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he's like that Asher type of
Yeah.
character.
Okay.
So like, and that's why I love that show, because like I can
I
relate
love
to
that
it.
show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's this Asher type of figure that's like this kind of like protagonist, kind of sarcastic,
Yeah.
whatever. So he dared me to do like the talent show, and I don't know if he thought I was gonna be bad or something. But I do this, so I had my songs already recorded and stuff like that, and performing wasn't nothing new to me.
Yeah.
So I did it, and then like I won, because obviously like in that school, like that was something that
Different,
they never
yeah.
saw
Yeah.
before. Not confidently and not seriously and not like done at a level like that's like, oh, like they thought I was gonna come up there looking crazy.
Yeah, act a fool.
But nah,
Yeah.
so I did that, and then like I had a single that was already out. It was on iTunes and all that sort of stuff. This is before like today. Like this is when you had to go get an Apple gift card from the supermarket or whatever.
Yeah.
Scratch
Yeah,
the little thing, look
Yeah.
up my name, and all artists weren't on, like independent artists weren't on this.
Yeah.
So, that happened. I won the talent show, whatever, and then boom, that year I did like mad Sweet 16s, and like I said, like I went to it was a private, like white predominantly
school?
white Catholic
Yeah.
school. So like all those people, their families had money. They were throwing MTV Sweet 16s.
Wow.
So like type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they had I wish I could show y'all pictures, but yeah, there was a Sweet 16 that I performed at, and bro, they dead ass had like a stage, lights, production, a little dressing room for me, and like bro, like I wish I
that's
could show
official.
you guys the pictures. Like but like that's what it was. So like man.
What would you say during that time? Like, was it technically bullying, or just people were talking shit and you heard about it? Like, would they come up to you and like, "Oh, you fucking suck," or something like that?
That's nah, it wasn't like that, but it was just real. Like, it was just real. Like, I don't know, like really negative. And at the time, like you know what it was? I didn't have the identity that I do today. So like, it had really affected me. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy. I was just telling this story the other day. I had a teacher in that high school who shot my first music video.
Oh,
a teacher. It was a
teacher.
graphic
That's
design
crazy.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. A
So
graphic
he saw what you can do, and
yeah,
he's like,
so
let me shoot a music video.
I did that shit in the talent show, and then like he pulled me aside one day. Was like, "Yo, your shit's tough. Like, yo, like I'll shoot like a music video," and he got permission from my school so that way we could use like a certain section and make sure it wasn't associated with anything.
Yeah.
And we shot a video, and it was super lit and it was super professional, and that sort of support was something that encouraged me when like somebody that was in my class was like making jokes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like and looking back, bro, like I like that particular kid, like
He's your biggest fan now.
Nah, I don't know where he is, but like that particular person, I don't know if you got like somebody in your head that like every time you think about, you're like, yo, yeah. But like looking back, like if I was in high school, like this me was in high school, I wouldn't have let it got to me, and like I don't think that it would have. I don't know. I think I would have had a little bit more grit and like fuck you. Nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But
So
it took you where you are now.
After the talent show and everything, did it get to a point where like, oh shit, like you did your thing? Did people start like coming to talk to you? Like, bro, you killed it.
Yeah,
and then
like,
people wanted to be friends with you.
Yeah, so that whole thing, but then also like I earned, so like I don't know, a couple other things happened, but I earned my school a production studio. Like they got like a grant or something using one of my songs, and they got like cameras, lights, and all this other stuff. They got like a little center now, where they were doing, and then we got like news videos in the morning and stuff like that. Like we were able to do that because I got them a grant and stuff like that, which is weird because my parents struggled like sending me there. Like I almost got kicked out every single week, because they were late on the payments.
It was a private.
Look what it was a private school.
Okay, yeah.
But look what I did. Like I got there, I bought some flavor. They used to put me on, bro. After that talent show, I went up. They used to put me on the little planner thingy that they give you complimentary for your school. My face was on it. I was on the website. I was on the like content that the mail that they would send to families. It had my face on it. I got them the grant for the money and stuff like that. But they,
you basically broke racism at the school.
Yeah, like it was just, bro. But it is what it is. But they did show me love, and like I said, I did get to perform at everyone's, little Sweet 16s and stuff.
And you made some bread from there.
I did.
I could definitely relate to that because I mean I didn't blow up as much as you. But back in high school, actually, my freshman year, before freshman year, all throughout middle school, I was like a total nerd. I would not have any friends. I was new to Seattle because I'm originally from I was new to Seattle because I was originally from Fresno, and I first moved there, and I was super anti-social. I had lunch with the teachers and shit, and get bullied and shit. So I was nobody, right? But then high school year, I went to this recreational center called Harambe, and then I saw breakdancers, and we started dancing, and they taught me like everything they knew. Jabberwockies came on TV. I started dancing even more, and then I got the confidence to perform my freshman year
Right.
with a dance crew that I created, and we all performed as Jabberwockies, like a tribute. And then after that show, we actually won the talent show
That's
freshman
funny.
year. And then from that crew, I created multiple crews throughout high school, and I actually won every talent show all 4 years.
Right.
And through that, I definitely gained some traction. I performed a lot of places, and I performed at bar mitzvahs. I feel like back to what you were saying about like, they had a lot of money, stages and stuff like that. Yeah, when I went to these bar mitzvahs, that they would not only compensate us, but like, there was big stages, lights, so
Yeah. many
people. Like it
Yeah.
felt like an event.
Yeah.
You know, that brings. You remember? You showed me a video of. I think it was a bar mitzvah you
Yeah.
went to with Robin, where they were doing the mannequin challenge.
Yeah,
yeah. That was funny.
And there's just a bunch of little kids, and yeah, that was.
Didn't you
that was
tell
big.
them to like once the beat drops, like get hype?
Yeah.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were doing. They were little kids,
That's
but
funny.
they hired us to entertain.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So
Yeah,
it was a good night. But yeah, going back to my story, like, yeah, being in high school and having that outcome and that impact towards your school is like it's crazy where that takes you. Yeah, it really made it far. Would you say like that story from your high school like influenced you to like start music professionally and full time?
I mean, it helped, but I was gonna do it regardless.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I just was taking advantage of the platform that they had, the little
Yeah.
talent show and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But I just wanted to fit in, and that was an opportunity to.
Oh, it is actually.
That was me too. I was just trying to fit in as well.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know you're a hip hop artist.
Mhm.
Are there other music genres out there that you listen to? Like, do you take inspiration?
R&B, because
R&B.
I mean, everything is melody these days, and it's just like, but R&B feels better.
Yeah.
It feels more soulful.
Do you ever listen to like other genres like rock, country, just to like, as a musician or an artist, like, do you take some things from other music genres and try to implement it in some kind of way? Like, would you like implement like some kind of country guitar or something into a beat, something like that?
No,
No, it's just not you.
but but I have taken music from my ancestors that they have recorded, and I've sampled them.
Okay.
So yes, or Latin music, but I've never not like rock or anything else,
Yeah.
or at least not intentionally. And it's not that I don't like the music, I just don't
Listen
look
to
for it.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like look for it on my own. But
Yeah.
if I hear it, there's some rock songs and some country songs. I'm like, yo, this shit hot.
Yeah.
I heard a song recently on your Instagram. It might have been an older song, but I think it was like more like reggae, or Latin type of song, and you were actually singing, and I was like, whoa, this guy can actually sing.
Yeah, so I do that. I do that. Service, atmosphere,
Atmosphere,
those
that was the
songs.
one.
Yeah. Like those songs. Yeah, because those records have bigger potential and bigger reach. If they blow up,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. It's not just the United States. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you willing to play around and see if other things work though? Like, would you be willing to take like a guitar riff from like, rock song and implement it and see how that would actually
Yeah,
come
I mean,
out?
but a lot of these things, it's only like it's just that like I don't know how to produce physically. I know how to produce.
I mean, you go to another producer, right?
Right.
Do you
right.
have a producer you typically go to, or how do you get your beats, or
Okay, so right now my most main one is this dude named Ocean Luciano, and he's out here. Then there's
Oh
my
yeah, I
guy-
know. I hear his tagline every single track on
yeah.
here.
Then there's this dude Synthsay who's from Boston, and then there's this dude Kazi that I use from Boston as well. Those are like the main people that I use, but on some of these records, I produce it just not technically, not physically.
Yeah.
Cause like I'll tell them to sample certain things, speed it up,
Yeah.
do this, da, da, da.
So when it comes to the beats, then you're literally telling them what you want. It's not like they have beats on deck and you go through their list. Like you literally tell them what you
Most
want.
times I do, but there's some records like Atmosphere or like Service or
Yeah.
where it's like, yo, sample this and do it this way.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
gonna
okay.
slap.
Yeah.
And it's like, Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And then they come
But
out.
what if it doesn't? Do you like? You're like, ah, okay, no.
That usually doesn't happen.
So you know exactly what you want.
Yeah,
Then.
that usually doesn't happen. And that's not to be in a cocky way, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, I've just always been good at like hearing potential of
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
in my head. And I'm always good at vocalizing what I want. So
Right,
there's not, and I'm specific. So
Yeah.
it's not like there's any way that you could miss it.
Yeah.
Right,
you
right.
know?
No, that's how an artist is. Like
Right.
an artist should know exactly what they want. Like a musician, a true musician, like they should know what would sound good
Yeah.
in their next track.
Right.
You know, if you think like this might sound fire, it should.
Right.
You
right.
know.
Yeah, bro, you know. Shit.
So, of course, you're a musician. You're an artist. I need to know your top 3 inspirations.
Okay. Well, I would just say. Okay. I'm gonna answer this 2 parts. My top 3 inspirations, like outside of people, would just be life circumstances, where I want to be in life, and then I would say the third one is just like wanting to contribute to the craft of hip hop and wanting to do the best that I can. So those are the 3
Okay.
influences. But people, I would say my dad, Jay-Z, Nas, J. Cole, Drake,
That's more than 3.
etc. But those are like people. that
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
look up to.
That's crazy. You know, I've never heard actually anybody taking that
Yeah.
that question and turning it into, you know, something like that.
Yeah, because
Like-
a
Split
person
it up.
isn't enough.
hmm
Like, and you know what? And that's what I realized with like the whole thing about social media now and just the type of world that we live in. Like, one person isn't enough.
Mhm.
Like, we're moving in at a pace where like celebrity, like J. Cole said, celebrities aren't going to exist soon.
Mm.
So like, it's not, your inspiration is really not a person. It's
Right.
something much deeper. And
Yeah.
I think it's just like your inspiration comes from like, okay, this is the way I feel today. This is the way that I'm gonna feel, you know, when I get out of this. And then, you know, the third part was, I forgot what I said, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, honestly, I like that answer. Like that's something new for me.
Yeah.
Cause
Because for him, like, one person is enough. It's
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I don't
like-
know if you know that, but Michael
that's
Jackson,
his.
bro. Like I grew up on Michael Jackson as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so and you know, we've talked about this almost on every single
Yeah, that's
episode so
true,
far.
yeah,
But
true.
like, MJ wasn't just a musician. Like he was also a filmmaker. You know, he pretty much directed all his music.
Philosopher.
Yeah, philosopher.
Humanitarian.
Yes.
Influencer.
Yes.
Fashion
Yes.
starter.
No, I mean, like I said,
Legend.
I'm just
You know, everybody wanted their hair with that curl.
the Jerry
for
curls.
sure.
Yeah, no, like I grew up on him, and you know, he's still my inspiration to this day. Like, and this is the thing he always.
Literally
I listen to him every day. I'll be watching his music videos all the time
the same
because
ones.
I mean, because you know, it's super inspirational to me because the way that he went around like filmmaking and music, like I said, Thriller is like one of the most famous music
It's
videos.
iconic.
Yeah, he changed the game for music videos, turning a 2 to 3 minute video into a short film.
Right.
That was new.
Right.
He was pretty much the first one to do that. And
First
now
one.
look today, you see a lot of people creating short film music videos. And I'd say like that's one of my biggest inspirations is creating these short film music videos. Everybody is doing it now, and MJ was the first to do it.
He was
Right.
the first with the gall to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, so that's my inspiration. I would say, you know, I got others, but it's like he's the top tier for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to get into collabs. Have you collabed with, you know, any big names that, and if not, like who are you looking to, you know, snag on a collab on one of your tracks or try to be on one of their tracks?
I haven't collabed with any big names yet, but I'm hoping it'll come. You know, again, you know, all this comes with, you know, budgeting and things like that, and you know, I hope that, you know, to be in a situation where I could get more investors involved in what I'm doing, and you know, or you know, sign somewhere where like these things can come, you know, into fruition. because collabing with an artist is not just you DM them.
Yeah,
Right.
it's expensive.
It's
But you've
expensive.
definitely met a lot of famous
I
artists.
have,
but-
I have, man. I've met a lot, and even with a lot of these execs, like I've had the conversations, I've had the meetings, I've met with them, but it's like with hip hop, bro, you gotta have that bag, and it's not
Yeah.
like the 1990s where like somebody will see you off the street and pick you up and then take you to the office, sign you, put marketing behind you, brand you, sit in the studio, get the best producers. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you
Full
gotta
ride.
come with
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
Right.
and then you guys just join together and they eat off of you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all it
And
is.
you hope to benefit off of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So I also read online that like in 2017 was probably a big year for you because you dropped 3 albums, 30 music videos, and also going to school and working a 9 to 5.
Yeah. So that year was another year where so basically I had told Lenny like, yo, I want content. So I made it easy for him. I was like, yo, let's start just doing mad one takes. Because this is before TikTok, this is before Instagram Reels, this is before all that. So like I was just every week. And I had an engineer at the time, Easy Street Productions. It's a studio in Boston. His name is Andrew. And he just would record me and he'd give me like free studio time. So I had the free studio time and then I had Lenny, who was essentially like my, one of my best friends. So
Yeah.
like I was like, yo, let me take advantage of this.
Right.
I have 2 of the most key things right now. Let me just try to do this shit and blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I just did 30 music videos that year and I did drop 3 projects. Yeah.
Damn, that's big.
Yeah.
So
What was
go
your
ahead.
like mindset at the time, and like how is it different now than like before?
I was just trying to outwork everybody, and like I said, I didn't have to worry about nothing. I was getting bread, and I was just like putting it towards what I was doing. It was just a different time.
Yeah.
Now I have responsibilities, and also like dating and stuff like that. Like, bro, all that stuff. And I'm not saying that those things are getting in the way of what I'm doing.
Right,
I just realized, like, yo, when you have like life, it's like your craft is not as simple to chase because you
got so much other things
You
to
gotta
worry
try
about.
to balance
you
it.
got to figure out how you're gonna eat. What are you gonna eat? You
Yeah.
gotta cook some nights. You gotta like. There's
Right.
just a lot
Yeah.
of extra stuff.
So the 30 music videos you were mentioning, those were all one takes?
Most of them.
Majority of them?
Some of them were like real music videos, but
Yeah.
most of them were one take.
And all were shot by Lenny?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them.
Yeah, no, because this is something we talked about before too. And when we started, when we moved down here and we started getting into shooting more music videos, I was like, what we should just do to network with artists is let's just shoot some one takes. Let's shoot some dope one takes, make it look cinematic, and just keep going with it.
Bro.
Because
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like that's a connection starter. Like that's how we feed off each other's energy as a first project. Then we can eventually go into another one and another one. I mean, obviously for us, we started off with an official music video right off the bat,
Right.
which is dope because I'd rather be putting out more official music videos than one takes. But one takes are so dope depending on how you go about it. I've seen, we've seen so many dope one takes with, there's a lot of camera blocking where they'll kind of tell like an actor if they're involved, like you need to come in at this point. And then when the camera comes around this area, the actor has disappeared.
Yeah,
So it's like everything happens on the spot. And if
Yeah.
you go about it creatively,
Yeah. Or
One
people
takes
are
are
like
fire.
moving
Yeah, we
furniture
shot
and stuff.
some wicked one takes. I mean, we did one in Times Square, and that was the first. Yeah, I don't know. The video did very well, but that video was in Times Square, and like it was super cool because the location where you do these one takes, like a place like Times Square is somewhere where everyone is gonna like
Stop and look at you.
Yeah.
or like they're pulling out their cameras,
Yeah.
or
They're like, "Oh, he's
you know,
famous."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that was key. But yeah,
Yeah.
mostly one takes, but a few of them were
It's a good starter, honestly. I feel like it's good also for content,
Right.
just to keep pushing out stuff, because like legit music videos like what we did, I mean, that took us almost like 4 months, right? We didn't film until like almost 4 months.
Yep.
But look how everything's like, it went so smooth, and the final outcome is already going to be fire because I've already seen the clips.
Yeah.
So I already know this,
Yeah.
it's going to be fire. But I'm just saying, like, one takes are good if you're like, man, I just want some content right now. Let's go shoot it.
Yeah.
All right, let's shoot it a creative way and make it look like a movie. And I'm always down for that because, like I said, we were shooting one takes even back home in Seattle.
Yeah.
And they're fun, but you do have to get creative because there are some people that'll just shoot like basic one takes, like just walk and you do your thing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's boring. Let's throw some creativity in there and like, have some actors come in at random points and then they're out, stuff like that. And that's what I've been wanting to play around with more eventually. And like, bro, if you want to do a one take, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm always down. Like I said,
Yeah.
and one takes aren't, like I said, they're not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But
They're not.
they're not. And I feel like if we go about it a creative way, I'd have to show you one of the videos I sent him. Once you see it, you're gonna be like, damn, that shit is crazy. I have to. I'll have to
like
send
like a full on music video.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
one take.
Yeah, I'll have to text it to you and show you exactly what it looks like. But I'll show you that eventually. But so I found something online. I want you to confirm this with me.
Okay.
But I'm a big New Edition fan. I grew up on New Edition.
Yeah.
I found out that they give you a big shout out.
Yeah, they did. I did a song called "No Way" off of the Migration Narrative. That was the project, and yeah, like I had like, I think I just tagged them and then like all individually. They just like, it was a Boston thing. I'm
Yeah.
from Boston, so
Yeah.
they just showed a little bit of love, and that was cool for what it was at the time. They didn't reach out and be like, "Yeah, we gotta sign you."
But it's still like
But it
being
was still
acknowledged
dope.
by them.
It was,
You know?
legendary. And
Yeah.
at that moment, it was real hot.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
What was your first reaction when you saw that?
Um,
Were you like, oh fuck,
I
New
was like,
Edition
"Where's
shouted me out?
Bobby?"
Who?
I was like, "Where's Bobby?"
Oh.
That's the only thing. That's funny. That sounds funny. Where's Bobby? Because he's always missing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I really was like, yo, like he was the only one that didn't. I was waiting for Bobby Brown.
Okay.
That was the only one you were waiting for
That
to
was the only
respond?
one, and he never did.
Damn.
But fuck it.
No, Bobby is dope though. Like what made you only wait for Bobby? Is it because his personality or
Nah, because it was like I had all
You
the
wanted all
Infinity
of 'em.
Stones except for that one.
I wanted the Infinity Stone.
And that
that's
is
funny.
the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes it all
exactly.
glow.
Did you watch the
Exactly,
New
yeah.
Edition movie on BET and all that?
I did.
Yeah.
That joint was dope.
It
man.
was. It was a
Especially,
great
like,
film.
For when that came out.
Yeah. Did you watch the Bobby Brown one as well?
I did.
Yeah.
Not as good as the other ones.
No, it's not.
It wasn't.
Yeah, the New Edition one was like really good.
Solid.
And like I said, like being a fan of the group too, like it was crazy seeing exactly what they went
Yeah.
through, because I just know them, from I'm Still in Love with You and
Yeah.
Candy Girl and
Yeah.
all that, and seeing what they actually gone through on that film, I was like, damn, this is
Yeah,
fucking.
it's
And then Bobby, like growing up, like I was also a Bobby Brown fan,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize he was like that deep into
and
it.
from Boston too.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Yeah. Speaking about like television and getting some fame, like going to one of your singles, "Wet," and actually premiered on MTV,
Yeah.
VH1, CMT, BET. Like,
Yeah.
how was like that experience?
So by that time I was in college, so that was super dope. To be able to like, tell people or have people see it for themselves. That was lit because, I was like in college and nobody else was doing that and stuff like
Right.
that. Now the reaction for people in college was different than the reaction of when I was in high school. Like if that should have happened when I was in high school,
yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I was in college, it was cool, and I started like touring and stuff off of that, and like some of my professors were allowing me to miss class and stuff like that, and make up things late.
Yeah.
But that was a cool experience. Shout out to this guy named Sina Czar. He's at Revolt now, but He's the person who, like, whenever I sent my stuff over there, he was always the person green lighting it, and he's the person who gave me my first like couple spins and stuff. And whenever I sent my stuff over there, he would always just green light it. So
On all the networks and everything.
on all the networks, yeah.
That's dope.
But but like he's over at Revolt, and he runs the like the Revolt Summit and I believe he does music programming there too. So yeah, bro.
Did you know like
I
it
didn't
had
know
the-
him either.
You didn't know him?
No, I didn't. I just paid attention. Like, okay, when these things would get like approved and stuff, or like because you have to send it for like closed captioning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It would tell you like who was the person who reviewed it and who it went through, and I would always see that name.
Yeah.
And I guess he just fucked with it.
Yeah. That's what I'd be doing on Instagram actually. Like when people post like these big music videos for like the weekend or whatever, they all tag everybody part of the production crew.
You have
and I
to.
go in there and I follow every person, like their stuff, and then some of them follow back.
Yeah.
And so I definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Your song, did you like had a feeling it was gonna blow up? I mean, obviously probably not that big, but like,
Well, I didn't think it was gonna blow up at all. What happened is that I dropped the song, and a man named Chubby Chub, he's 50 Cent's DJ.
Okay.
He's his tour DJ.
oh, okay.
He told me like, yo, this shit is crazy. He started playing it on the radio, and then he started putting it on other radio stations like across the country, and then like Shade 45 and stuff like that. So I was just like, all right, he's telling me this is a big record. He's 50 Cent's DJ, and before 50 Cent, he was Jay-Z's DJ.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, when Jay-Z was like still rapping fast and stuff like that, like
Right.
90s or
Yeah.
whatever. So I was like, all right, this guy knows what he's talking about. So, all right, let me give it a
Let's roll with
shot.
it.
And I pushed it. I went and shot the music video in New York in the middle of a snowstorm.
Oh
My
shit.
parents were upset because they told me not to do it, and then I couldn't get back home. Couldn't
Oh,
get
damn.
back home. There was I tried taking a train, a bus, a flight.
Everything was
It
shut down.
Shut down.
Damn.
And I was stuck, and I wound up sleeping inside of like a train station.
Damn.
Damn.
But then that video came out, and it was on MTV and all
Yeah.
those places, and it like paid off
Yeah.
and stuff. And back then, like that stuff, people actually cared about it. Not like today, where
Right.
it's like, bro, everyone just
How was that experience like for you having to sleep in this like train station?
It was like, bro, I didn't care because at that age I was just hungry. All I knew is that this guy, I think his name Dolo Photos. He's from New Jersey, but he shot really like hip hop videos, and I loved his style. He
Yeah.
was really like New Jersey ish, and he just had this like 90s, and he shot it on like an old camera, I think. But anyways, I loved his style, and I just wanted to get the work done, and I just wanted to like keep building my
Yeah.
craft. I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
no
I feel it. You just honestly you can't stop. Like if you're trying to get to a certain point, even if there's roadblocks, you got to move forward.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
No
That's
matter
just
what
how
it
it
takes.
is.
Yeah.
Speaking about like companies, because you mentioned your boy was part of Revolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed on a lot of your past music videos, you were signed by Get Tough Entertainment.
Yeah.
Are you still signed by them?
No.
No.
But I mean, that's a label that my dad started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, that's
take-
blood.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
but I wanted to start, and I have it tatted on me too.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Oh, damn.
but I just wanted to start Faith and Dreams because it was like my own thing.
Yeah.
It's something that I've been saying since I was in high school. Faith and Dreams was supposed to be like the title of my first like album.
Oh,
I
really?
had a song back in the day called Faith and Dreams, and I tatted Faith and Dreams on my first tattoo. It was Faith and Dreams. So
Yeah.
I've always been saying this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me start my own moniker, my own brand, and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. Are you trying to make that like a label, or is that just specifically just for
I'm trying to
clothes?
make it a collective of people. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be a label. I don't want to sign anyone or own anyone.
Right.
but like it'll be cool to have people like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
So for people who haven't been like a part of a label, like how was that experience for you, especially since you were young?
It was cool. I mean, like I said, it was my dad's, so I did physically sign paperwork and all that stuff like that, but
It didn't really feel like
no,
yeah, okay.
nah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
so,
Yeah.
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 Uh, as far as music goes, how do you feel about live performances? Have you done any? Are you planning to? Like, how have the live performances for you
I need to
gone?
get back to doing them ever since this pandemic.
I mean,
and
yeah, you
stuff,
did
but
mention you were performing at like 16, sweet
yeah,
16 birthdays,
Clubs
but
and
yeah,
like
stuff.
legit concerts. Like,
yeah. Those I've done a lot of those, and I want to get back to it. The feeling is like nothing other, and it's just super dope to be like like performing in front of a live audience and people rocking with you, people discovering you. That's like the best way to have people like fuck with you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like get to know you when they see you live, and you're like,
Right.
oh, you did your thing, they
Facts.
follow you,
Right.
and then they keep up with you. So I need to get back to that, but I just been doing less of that because I'm at a point now where I'm like, yo, I need like to be paid for it, or compensated at least.
are a lot of these live performances like? I thought they do pay you, or
Not all the time, especially like when you're a rapper, like again with the whole money thing and everyone just being so thirsty. A lot of these times it's like they'll ask artists to pay to perform or something like that, and I never did that.
Okay.
I never paid to perform.
Yeah.
It's just not me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Speaking about like taking a like step back and performing less and really focusing on your craft, like what are your like goals as far as your music now moving forward?
Man, I just do it because I love it and I do it because I'm passionate about it. I used to do it because I wanted to like get a record deal and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And now, bro, I keep saying times have changed. So it's like at this point, like the way the world digests content and everything, you just don't need to be signed anymore.
Right.
You know,
You got
I-
social media.
Yeah.
bro. And I knew that from, like I said, I was in like high school with my music on like iTunes and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And I knew then I didn't need a record label. You need the money. You don't need the label.
Yeah.
You need the money.
Facts.
The money. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're able to get things places, but you just need the money.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah, that's understandable. I want to get into Faith and Dreams now because I honestly didn't know about it until you started posting about it.
Yeah.
Same.
So I want to, like, you kind of did mention, like, it was originally a song, but I want to know, like, what made you want to branch out and create like a label? Like, would you? Oh, show the people the hats.
Yeah,
show
so
them
I
the
got-
hats.
I
He
bought
hooked us
the
up with these
hats.
guys.
Yeah,
Like,
these
we
are for
appreciate
them.
it.
Yes, sir.
So basically, it started off, okay, I told y'all the whole private school thing,
Yep.
Catholic school. So then this theme of faith, but like faith as in like literally like religion, faith. Then I'm like, all right, so what represents me? Faith, believing in God, putting God first, believing in things, myself. And then what else? Dreams. Because my first single was Dreams. And that's the song I did in the talent show and all that stuff like that I won.
Okay.
So faith and then dreams.
Yeah.
My first tattoo was Faith and Dreams with a cross. I had a song called Faith and Dreams, and then I was going to name my project Faith and Dreams. I had a little album cover made and all that shit. So my boy was telling me, he does clothing and stuff like that. He was like, yo, you need to get on this clothing stuff. And I'm like, but what would I call it? And then I'm thinking, he's like, I don't know, but you need to think of a name. And I'm like, duh, Faith and Dreams. And he's like, yo, that shit's hot.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yo, it's something that like, it's bigger than you. It's a good message, it's like nobody's wearing something that like they don't. So basically I was like, all right, like I'm gonna push with this and Faith and Dreams. Like, I'm gonna really own this. Now the first time I printed up the merch was like 2 years ago. I had t-shirts, hoodies, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All my supporters were like really like buying it and shit. And it was putting money in my pocket. So this time I was like, I'm gonna bring it back, but I really got interested in like hats because I saw my boy. There's this dude named Stokes, and he's in L.A. and he remade the like L.A. hat, and like
Oh, is it the flipped LA one or
Nah, it's not the flipped LA. It's a
Oh.
LA, but it's like a kind of like a street LA, and it has like stars on it, and it has like a sun behind it. But like literally, bro, like at the Dodgers games or at like the Lakers games,
Yeah.
and even in the streets, like I see random people in the streets, like he's really moving with these hats. And I'm like, yo, he kind of got me like, damn,
Yeah.
hats is lit. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I want to start my faith. And I reached out to him like a month ago. I was like, bro, I see what you're doing. Like, I saw him start off, and then like now I see like, yo, mad people are wearing this hat.
Yeah.
And I told him like, yo, I feel like you about to like take over like LA, and instead of like the Dodgers hat or whatever, I was like, yo, I could definitely see people wearing this, and they have been. So I was like, all right, I want to push like Faith and Dreams hats. So the merch has been going, but like I kind of like restarted it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was the reason? Because you mentioned, you had it 2 years ago. Like, what was the main or the true reason why you restarted, or why did you quit in the beginning?
Well, I just wasn't being consistent because what happened was the pandemic, number one.
Right.
So I was getting it from like a third party who was like, so basically I would take people's orders, then and I was doing it through like the Get Stuff website. So I would take people's orders, then I would take their money and like order it through another website.
So it's almost like a pre-order.
Okay.
Yeah,
pre-order,
exactly.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a long ass like whatever. But when the pandemic hit, these companies started getting backed up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't take people's money and then not have an answer about
Yeah.
when they were going to get their product, and me looking all crazy because at that point, that person who's a supporter and a fan of you, now you owe them money. So
Yeah.
you're not as
Right,
cool. So I stopped, and then like I said, I saw my man doing the hats. I'm like, yeah, that's something that I could rock with.
So are you trying to stick with just hats?
No, but like I'm trying to get the hats off and then like
Branch out.
run it back again.
Yeah.
Maybe run it back like 2 more times after they sell out, and then give them something else.
How-
Because you can't move too fast.
No,
with the-
facts,
With the
yeah.
merch, you
Yeah, yeah.
give people like 20 different colors. Then it's like the variety bag of chips.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, then you left with the Fritos.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts.
saying?
The weakest one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you say, yo, nah, this is all I got right here.
Yeah.
Take
Right.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the people who fuck with you, they're gonna take what you got.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then you introduce new flavors slowly.
Right.
You don't want to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I've
Waste.
seen a lot of brands, especially startup ones. They release like certain capsules, with limited like quantities,
Yeah.
and only like 4 products.
Right. And each
Yeah.
single should have like, Faith and Dreams. I'm trying to create a world. I noticed the most successful artists are ones that have a world. Travis Scott got Astro World.
yeah.
I don't know if it's too soon, but Drake got OVO.
Yeah.
Right.
Dreamville for J.
Yeah.
Cole.
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper got the 3.
Right.
So Beyonce got the Beehive. So it's
Yeah.
like Faith and Dreams is my thing, and I'm like, all right, like how cool would it be if when Ride dropped, all right, bang, like here's a new set of hats or
Yeah.
something, or a
Right,
new
right.
T-shirt or something, like just things to make it cool.
Already know I rock with Faith and Dreams.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
love the logo,
Thank
honestly. When
you.
I saw the logo and everything, when you
Yeah.
dropped it, I was like, that shit is fire.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too because I have other variations of the logo.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there's a logo with a bird, like a cartoon bird. Then there's a logo where I had a tattoo artist make it.
Okay.
And then there's a logo with like a ghetto like baby angel. Like that's like a thug.
Okay.
But like I had to pull them all off the internet, and like again,
Yeah.
little
Little by
Did you
little.
come up with this logo yourself, or did you have somebody make it?
I found somebody in like China or somewhere.
Yeah.
And he did it for like $60.
The logo or
The logo.
Okay.
Okay.
And he like drew it, and then but it came with a bird. So I just took the bird
Yeah.
off.
No, I think it's a dope introduction.
Yeah.
To just
Yeah.
keep it simple,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but
Simple
like
and
what
clean.
you mentioned, like how every artist has like their group or like a brand. Like honestly, I feel like you doing that is that's awesome
'Cause it
because
has
it
to
will evolve.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Because it has to, bro, honestly, and this is all a part of like rebranding myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like social media in the last 2 years, it's been shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody's paying attention to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I said, I'm no longer in the phase where I'm in college or high school or girls have crushes on me.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it's time to get like the core cult fan base.
Mhm.
Right.
And to have a cult fan base,
Uh-huh.
there has to be something. It
Right.
can't just be your music.
Mhm.
It has to be like a world, a lifestyle.
Mhm.
And eventually, if people aren't paying attention to the music, but they're buying the merch, they're
Yeah.
going to check the music because they're going to be like, well, I'm supporting his merch, so I
Yeah.
might as well.
That's
Right.
Or if people are listening to your music heavy, they're like, fuck, well, I might as well support the merch.
Yeah.
Right.
So they go hand in hand.
Exactly.
They do.
So,
They do.
Yeah, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, it's like
Smart.
a 50-50 thing. Like people will support you no matter what, whatever you're doing. I mean, it's just like anybody. Like, when you're a fan of anybody, they're gonna want to buy their brand. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like Chris Brown. Chris Brown came out with a Black Pyramid.
Yeah.
Me and him bought some Black
Bro,
Pyramid
if
because
they
we
fuck
like Chris
with your
Brown.
videography, they're gonna fuck with the podcast.
Mm.
Or
Right.
if they only know you for the podcast, now they're gonna check out the video.
Right. Right.
Facts.
So it's
Yeah.
And
just
that's the
like-
goal.
That was the goal with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
for sure.
And that's the goal, like on trying to like I won't get too much into it, but like that's why I'm trying to promote this podcast even on my personal pages.
Yeah.
Because right now we're not like fully well known. And I feel like the only way to do that is use what we have right now
Yeah,
with
will
our
be, though.
personal and then move them over. Once it gets to the point where it's like, okay, this shit is growing by itself, I don't need to promote it anymore because those people already transferred over to our other account.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to do right now. And that's why I was telling him, like we got to start just doing more PR on this and start promoting it out
Right.
there, and like I said, the fact that I feel like the fact that we bring artists like you on and any other artists that we bring on, I feel like it's also going to give it a boost to this podcast because
Right.
like I said, the point of this podcast is to really inspire other people
Right.
because everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah.
And these people that listen to this might be going through something or they're trying to start up something.
Right.
And we want them to refer to this podcast to say, like they went through the same exact thing that you're going through right now. Take exactly what they're doing right now and use it on yourself.
Absolutely.
Because, and that's, I'd say that's probably the main reason why we started this podcast was to
Right.
be more inspirational. Of course, we like talking, we like having fun and all that, but it's more inspirational, more of an inspirational means because I've gone through, like when I was starting videography and stuff and when YouTube had just come out, I was like, damn, like I ask these people questions, but nobody helps me out.
Right.
So it's like, I got to figure it out myself.
Right.
That's why, like I went to film school. I started learning a lot on my own, created my YouTube channel. Then I started creating tons of tutorials.
Right.
People love the tutorials. And that's why I was able to build my channel where it is right now.
Right.
Like I quit for a while, but the goal is to get back into it. But my channel was building up super quick just
Right.
because I was helping them.
Right.
And that's the goal with this podcast is we want other people to be inspired by your story, our story, and
Right.
and such.
And
Because
we were already like doing it, like meeting artists like you, going out shooting music videos, meeting with models, and we get to know the person, and we're like, man, these are like really inspiring people. Everybody has a different level of what they're trying to achieve and where they're at the moment. So like it was already inspiring to us, or we were like, man, what if like we could share this to the world? Because if we could bring that inspiration, if we feel the inspiration, then imagine how many other people are going to feel that
Facts.
same
Right.
vibe.
yeah,
And that's where
and
we're
that's
at
and
now.
that's why Artistry Drop
Right.
was created.
Bang.
So leading into, we're gonna be ending the show very soon.
Yes.
Leading into being inspirational, like what advice would you give to our listeners or viewers out there watching right now or listening? Like what advice would you give to them trying to get into a music career or trying to start a brand like Faith and Dreams?
If you are listening to this and you made it all the way to the end of this conversation,
Yeah.
I would just say, man, believe it, dream it, live it.
And have faith.
Faith and dreams.
I like that.
You just gotta believe it, Believe it in your gut. Have that feeling. Dream it. Meaning plan it out. Figure out how it's gonna work, and just live it. Don't let nobody tell you when to live it, or don't let nobody sign you and then you live it, or nobody give you a cosign. Just live it to the best that you can
Love it.
with what you
Dang.
got.
I like that. That's
That's it.
inspirational right there.
You heard it from
Yeah.
AB first.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
AB.
Right here.
Any shout out or anything you want to say to our viewers?
I just want to say thank you guys for having me. I just want to tell all the viewers, check me out. Follow me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, wherever. At Antonio Breez, Breez with no e at the end, and yeah, shout out my family, shout out my friends, my girl, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey.
And like I said, just want to say thank you for coming on again.
Yes,
We
sir.
really appreciate it. Thank you for the inspirational story for all our viewers. But yeah, guys, we are gonna end this show today. Again, Antonio, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
If you guys are not following us on Instagram, it's the Artistry Drop. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Artistry Drop. And guys, we are now live on all streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Music. What else?
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music. We're
Yeah.
everywhere, guys. So look up Artistry Drop. You're gonna catch this episode and all the other episodes on there. Please do it, guys, and more inspirational stories to come.
We'll
All
see you
right.
next week.
See you next week, guys.
All right,
Peace
bro.
out.
Peace.
Peace.